A divorce?
A divorce.
Why not?
And we'll do an audit appraisal of the stocks, bonds, investments, insurance policies, etc. Right? Elaine will live in the house until Frank's real estate office sells it, right? And then you'll sell your marmalade mines in Montana, right?
Oh, that's fine.
Right.
Look, if I'm intruding...
I'm sorry, Ralph.
Elaine, how are we ever going to tell Nancy?
Well, it isn't going to be easy. She thinks we're Mr. and Mrs. Perfect.
All right, Mrs. Perfect, you're the mother. Why don't you go up to Berkeley and tell her?
Oh, no. This is one responsibility you're not going to duck.
Well, why upset her before final? She'll be home in about a month, and
I said no,
Elaine, Frank, please. Now about the logistics. Where are you living, Frank?
Where do you think? Home.
I'd suggest you move out immediately.
Well, what's the rush?
The law frowns on cohabitation.
Well, the law can stop worrying. So does my wife.
Mr. Benson's yellow golf slacks? Oh, well, those and everything else from now on will be going... just a moment, please. What's your new address?
Oh, the Crestmont on Doheny off the Strip.
It's the Crestmont off Doheny. Yes. Well, is that everything?
Well, practically, I left you my half of the toothpaste.
Well, you always were a good sport.
Hey, if I've forgotten anything, you can send it to me.
Well, you know the telephone number.
Just barely. I hope you don't mind I took a couple of the towels. Only those marked his.
Frank, this is going to be difficult at best. Let's try to keep it civilized, huh?
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, it's been kicks.
Yeah. Frank, it's Nancy.
Nancy?
What's she doing home?
Maybe this time the faculty locked the students out.
And she's got a boy with her.
What are we going to do now?
Well, for one thing, let's get rid of the towels and this stuff in the closet over here, huh?
Yeah. Nancy.
Hello, Daddy.
Nancy, dear.
Hi, Mom. How have you been?
Wonderful.
Oh, Daddy.
How are you, honey?
I really missed you. Mom, Dad, this is David Poe.
How do you do?
Well, how are you?
Isn't he beautiful? And isn't that a beautiful name? And don't forget it, because I want it on the towels and the linen and the silver and the cake. Come on, David, I want to show you the piano.
The cake?
Yes. David and I are going to be married.
At a time like this?
What?
Oh, well, what your father means is it's such a surprise.
Yeah, that's the word.
David, wasn't I right? Aren't they perfect for each other?
Just like you said. I can feel the love bouncing off the walls.
Come on, I want to show you the piano. Play the Folkser theme from your new nocturne.
Honey, that's so rough.
No,
I don't
come
think
on.
they'd even
You mean
understand.
David's a composer?
David's a music major, too. I warn you, it's pretty far out. You'll probably hate every note.
I never thought I'd miss the Beatles.
Nancy, how is it that you never mentioned David?
We found each other 3 weeks ago at a meeting.
Yes, we're both disciples of the Baba Zeba.
Baba Zeba?
Yes, you know. Peace through protein.
Can you ever forgive me? I didn't know. Peace through protein.
Isn't that when they meet in the nude and roll around together on the lawn in Santa Barbara?
No, it's direct, simple, and pure.
Yeah, and much better for the lawn.
Come on, David, I want to show you something.
Just a minute, son. If I'm not being disgustingly practical, how do you intend to support my daughter?
Well, sir, I have a scholarship to Juilliard and,
Well, it's only a small grant, but for the rest, we'll do what you and Mom do. Live on love. Wait till you see this.
I think you two are rushing it a bit. Marriage isn't all sunshine and roses, you know.
Mom, will you stop being so establishment? David comes from a broken home.
I was the only child in kindergarten who could spell dirty words correctly.
I'm amazed you didn't write a bestseller.
Look, David. From their honeymoon. I'm going to have the organist play it at the church.
She's got this sentimental hang-up about a church wedding.
Oh, Mom, with the gown and the bridesmaids and a big wedding cake, just like you and Dad had.
That's enough of that.
Mom, did I say something?
Well, you know your mother. She cries at stomach acid commercials.
Mom, I know how you feel. Someday I'll go through the same thing myself.
Hey, if you're not a good husband to her, there'll be another unfinished symphony. Consider that a threat.
Yes, sir.
David,
Mrs. Benson?
is it too early for Mom?
Nancy, come on, we gotta go. You'll excuse us, won't you? We're running a little bit behind schedule.
Yeah, but...
I'm going to meet David's father, Oliver Poe.
Poe? Oliver Poe? Isn't he in real estate?
No, he promotes all those wild rock and roll groups.
We haven't told him yet.
I can't wait to meet him.
Well, we're looking forward to it, too.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's good, because I'm afraid there's no way to avoid it. Nancy?
Bye now.
Well, why didn't you tell him the truth?
Why didn't you?
I was going to, but...
I know, all that love bouncing around the walls.
Well, we'll tell him after they get back from their honeymoon.
Yeah, before the Novocaine wears off.
Office and Roscoe over at Epic Records.
All right,
and
cool it, Miss Feingold. What idiot group is in here?
Oh, that new one, the comfortable chair.
Comfortable chair. Gotta get a gimmick for them. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! What are you doing? Number one, it sounds like music. Number two, you're singing and I can understand every word you're saying. Now, come on, get with it. Where's Laverne? Studio A?
Yes, sir.
What's she doing in there?
She's posing for a new album cover.
With who?
The Jefferson Delicatessen.
Oh, yeah. What are we calling it again?
Uncollected Garbage.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Miss Baker, I'd like to take that one over and get a little more light on your hair this time. I think this time we'll move the guitars in a little closer also.
What the hell is this?
I'm taking a bath.
Pull the plug and let the soap out. I don't want to see bubbles. I want to see baubles.
Oh, honey.
And don't stay in there too long. You can get wrinkled.
Oliver. Mr. Willoughby is waiting.
I've got words with him. Good morning, Mr. Poe. Shyster, I'm not happy.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Poe.
Why isn't the Baba Zeba signed with Poe Enterprises?
He keeps saying no.
Well, how much does a yes cost?
You can't buy the Baba Zeba. Some people have principles.
Oh, stop with those principles. Now get on the blower and sign up that Persian fruitcake or you're out on your tail.
But, Mr.
Do you know the kind of bread I can make if that protein pusher lectures at one of my concerts?
Of course I do, but...
Then get out and get the Baba Zeba.
Oliver, you're a hard man.
I do push-ups. Yeah?
Mr. Pepney on one.
Pevney, you've got to be kidding.
What's the matter, Poe?
I got your offer. It was an insult to a distinguished musical group like the Postnasal Drips.
All right. Who else you got?
Well, for that kind of money, I could let you have the 5 Commandments. The Kumquats, the Horny Toads, the Slime Benders.
Are they any good?
They're a gas. They haven't taken a bath in 3 months.
All right. I'll think it over.
You do that. Well. Come in. To what do I owe this tender visitation? Wait a minute. I think I have it. You've gotten this gracious young lady in a family way.
Did I tell you he comes on a little strong? Dad, I'd like you to meet Nancy Benson.
I'm certainly happy to meet you.
Well, now that you've met the Poe family, father and son, what's your pleasure? Retreat? Suicide? Or how about a little booze?
It's not every fellow who's blessed with an adolescent for a father.
And every father with an idiot son. Have you decided to give up that classical drag and make a dishonest living?
You know rock isn't my bag.
No, and bread isn't your bag either. That's what they're buying today. That's what they're playing today, Paderewski.
Oliver, I don't care to discuss it.
My son's too good for rock and roll.
Look, I got nothing against rock. I just hate the way you sell musicians. They're human beings, not frozen fish sticks.
Not sticks, sticks. The Frozen Fish Sticks. What a fabulous name for a group. Miss Feingold.
Yes.
Change the name of the Brain Blowers to the Frozen Fish Sticks.
Beautiful.
You're so right. Well, what do you say, David? Join the Sticks and I'll make you a fortune.
Dad, Nancy and I are going to get married.
He's putting me on, isn't he?
We love each other, Mr. Poe.
Oh, that's Victorian bourgeois. I'll prove it to you. Laverne?
Yes, Oliver.
Are we sleeping together?
Yes, dear.
Do we love each other?
Yes, dear.
Are we married?
No, dear.
I rest my case.
You're some example. Nancy's parents have been happily married for 19 years.
They adore each other.
They're freaks. What does your father do for a living, Miss Benson?
He's in real estate.
Real estate. Benson. Benson. Real estate. No. That couldn't happen to me twice in a lifetime.
I don't know why I bothered coming here, but thanks for your blessings.
And you can forget about that marriage stuff. You're a punk kid of 18.
I was 21 last Thursday.
Go ahead. Get married. The day you get married, that's the day the checks stop. Photo finish.
I wonder what it's like to have a father.
You know, there's a lot of your mother in you.
It'll be a beautiful church wedding, Mr. Poe. Please say you'll come.
Me? In church? Barbaric.
For once in your life, why don't you do something for me?
David, I'd do anything in the world for you. You're the flesh of my flesh, the fruit of my loins. But I want you to know the way of the world. I want you to tune in. I want you to hear the venal sounds of the hypocrites, the liars, the sycophants. The world spins on its axis, and what have we got? War, famine, pestilence, peekaboo bras, filter cigarettes, computer dating, diet cola, air pollution, the Pentagon, zip codes, digit dialing. And they're all married. They're all married.
Elaine, Nancy, come on. It's bad luck to be late for a wedding.
We were late for ours.
Yeah, how about that?
Mr. Benson, I'm Irving from your attorney's office.
Look, I'm late for my daughter's wedding.
Sorry, but the property settlement on your divorce has to be filed first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Look, I told you my daughter's getting married.
Congratulations. Initial pages 17, 26, and 36.
Not now.
You understand they have to be in Superior Court 9 a.m. tomorrow.
You'll get it. I'm sorry. I'm not interested in the cemetery plot right now, even though you are having a summer clearance. Thank you. You look beautiful.
Oh, Dad, I'm so happy.
That's pretty.
Thank you.
You look good, too.
Frank, you've got to get some of that off.
Yeah, I plan to lose a lot of it.
Honey, will you put that away?
I am putting it away.
Oliver, we never met the Bensons. Please, don't get stoned.
Damn it, Laverne. I don't take drugs and I can't be hypnotized. I've got to do something to stand off that nauseating euphoria.
Remember, gentlemen, this is a solemn occasion. Behave yourself.
All right, let's do the best. Don't worry.
Ah, how do you do? I'm the Reverend Dempster.
I'm the victim's father.
And this is Mrs. Poe, I presume?
No, but she's auditioning.
I pose for the album covers. I'm deductible.
Yes. Well, levity at a time like this is certainly good psychology.
You should catch us at a funeral.
Dad.
Oh, here's David. Doesn't he look handsome?
David, there's a boat leaving for the Congo. Why don't you get on it?
Well, I see you've met the Reverend Dempster.
Oh, yes, I've had the pleasure of meeting your dad and his charming acquaintance.
That's a lovely way to put it, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Well, perhaps one day you'll both become members of our congregation.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's a pushy reverend.
Look, I don't know how much you've had today, but if you started here...
Boys.
You'd strike your father in a house of worship. Scandalous. Scandalous.
Oh, David's father. Mom, Dad, Mr. Poe, and Miss Baker. Miss Baker,
How do you
my
do?
parents.
Well, it's time to get you ready, dear. Would you like to join us?
I'd love to.
I will see you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
See you later, darling.
Yeah. So, you're Frank Benson.
And you're David's father.
I have a horrible feeling we've met before.
Well, that's quite possible. I'm in real estate.
But not deep enough. Does 7719 Hillside Drive mean anything to you?
Let me see. 7719. Oh, isn't that a 3-bedroom hillside colonial with patio, wet bar, and oversized bay window? Nothing personal.
Tee-hee. You forgot to mention the hill in the back and the guaranteed retaining wall.
Yeah, well, I sell so many, I forget the details.
20 tons of mud in a swimming pool isn't exactly a detail. The house was on a hill until it rained. Then the hill was on the house. That was 20 years ago, and they're still digging, trying to find the backyard.
Lower your voice, Poe. This is a church, not Toots Shores.
Don't look down your nose at me, you pompous, pious prig.
Watch your language. And about your breath, you could start the windmill on an old Dutch painting.
If I had known she was your daughter, we wouldn't be standing here right now in 2 rented monkey suits waiting to sacrifice 2 nice kids on an altar of some ancient fertility rite.
Poe, you're loaded.
You've been listening to the 11 o'clock news.
Yeah? Well, you listen to something. This is the biggest day in my daughter's life. And I warn you, if you open your cheap, boozy mouth to ruin a minute of that girl's dream, I'll put a new seam in your head.
Mr. Benson.
Yeah.
Mr. Benson, it's time.
Oh, time. Bye. Thank you. Shape up.
Ship out.
The vows which you are about to make, if faithfully kept and duly discharged, will smooth the rugged pathway of life, lighten by dividing its sorrow, and heighten by doubling its enjoyments. Into this holy estate, these 2 persons come to be joined.
They're frauds. That sanctimonious mud hustler and his wife are frauds.
If there be anyone who has reason why these 2 shall not be joined in holy wedlock, let him speak now or forever hold his peace.
Reverend, take a 4-bar rest. I have a little chapter and verse here for the bride and groom. All about deceit, dishonesty, and hypocrisy.
Nancy, believe me, darling, we were going to tell you.
You lied to me. Why did you lie to me?
Nancy, baby, don't.
Why did you have to bring those papers to church?
Please, someone may be listening. Nancy, honey, we were going to tell you eventually.
When? On our 25th wedding anniversary?
Oh, promise me that someday you and I...
We were only thinking of you and David.
Sure, we didn't want to spoil anything. Hey, will you shut up? We're talking.
You're lying. Where we can be
Will you
alone
please tell him to shut up?
I should have listened to him a long time ago.
and find the hollows where the flowers grew.
Mr. Poe was right. Marriage is a fraud.
Hey, Benson, what comes after flowers grew?
You, a coffin, and 6 pallbearers.
Nancy, darling, look around you. There are millions of people who are happily married.
Yeah, your mother and I had some problems, but why should that stop you and David from spending your lives together?
You know, Dad, you're absolutely right. We don't have to get married at all. David and I can just live together, right, dear?
Live together?
Yes.
Da 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 da.
Nancy, honey, we got to sit down and talk.
Honey, where in the world are you going to live?
Look, baby, there must be some way we can work this out.
Let us help you if we
We
possibly...
just can't.
Well, Mr. Perfect, your daughter's living in sin.
Nowadays, that's considered a happy ending.
Well, I hope you're satisfied.
Me, who wanted the divorce?
Oh, you didn't, of course.
Well, I do now.
Well, isn't that nice? We finally found something we can enjoy together.
Come on, you two, get with it. You're gonna love working with the comfortable chair.
It's not my kind of music.
The world can wait a few days for another Stravinsky. You'll fit in with the comfortable chair like a glove.
Suppose they don't like us.
Don't worry, sweetheart. They'll love you. I told them they had to. When you go on tour, you're going to have 2 more instruments to feed. This is Nancy Benson. This is my son, David.
How you doing?
He's a short-haired composer of long-haired music, but don't hold that against him. Well, go ahead and get acquainted, kids. Oh, and by the way, before I leave, I'd like to compliment you on your home here. It's beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with it that couldn't be fixed with a couple of good coats of penicillin.
Bye, man.
Well, I see you dig the Baba Zeba.
Yeah. He's really out of sight, you know.
Yeah. What plateau have you reached?
Ineffable sublimation.
Oh, wow.
Nancy and I are still in astral transmigration.
Well, you just got to keep eating protein. You are what you eat, you know.
Say, what do you two play anyway?
Piano.
Guitar? Groovy.
What kind of stuff is it?
Well, it's pretty straight stuff, you know, mostly legit.
Well, that's cool. I'd like to hear some.
Hey, come on. We want to hear it. Hey, do it.
Groovy.
Yeah, man.
Go, man. Go.
Come on, baby.
Oh,
Do your
let's
thing.
get-
Hey, man, give it to us.
Darling, is everything going to be all right?
For the rest of our lives.
David, I think...
Nancy, don't think. Just turn off and sail. We're gonna be just fine.
And the music.
Beautiful.
And me.
Beautiful.
Now, let me get this straight. You want all the towels?
Those towels were given to us by my mother.
Her mother also gave me an ulcer. Does she want that, too?
Now, Frank, please, be reasonable.
I'll tell you what's reasonable. If she wants the towels, then I want the goldfish.
He says he wants the goldfish.
Oh, well, to hell with that. Anybody that's stupid enough to bring a property settlement to his own daughter's wedding is not going to get custody of my goldfish.
If it's my lawyer, tell him I can prove I had my gold inlays before I was married. Who? Oh, show her in.
Mr. Benson, Mrs. Gray. She's interested in selling her house.
Well, if it's half as attractive as Mrs. Gray, there should be no problem. Won't you come in?
Thank you. Actually, I have a 5-bedroom on Roxbury. A commercial acre with a swimming pool, but I need something smaller. See, I just recently lost my husband.
Oh, I'm sorry.
To another woman.
Well, that hardly seems possible.
Well, I'm not sure I blame Harry. We weren't getting along well, and...
Oh, could I get you some water?
Thank you very much. With just a little scotch?
Just enough to take the edge off the water?
You do understand. Oh, Mr. Benson, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break up like that.
Oh, forget it. I know the feeling. Try that on for size. How's that?
Perfect. I needed that. I think it was that picture on your desk. Harry used to keep my picture on his desk, too.
That's my daughter. I'm not married. That is, I am married, but, well, we're getting a... Can I join you?
Please do. I do understand.
Why, does it show?
The eyes, Mr. Benson. The eyes never lie. Oh, she's a very pretty girl. Is she in school?
Dropped out. She's touring the country with a comfortable chair.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, it's a musical group. I haven't heard from her since she left. I guess she lost my new address.
She's very much you. Don't worry. You'll hear.
Wait a minute. You know, I think I have just the house for you. It's warm and tasteful, and love just bounces off the walls.
It's your house, isn't it, Mr. Benson?
How'd you know?
Remember the eyes? They never lie.
Oh, you got me worried. I may have to sell real estate by telephone.
I could never understand why women who go through childbirth can't open a door for themselves.
And your husband left you?
I think the real reason was because I used to beat him at golf.
Oh, you play golf? What's your handicap?
4.
No wonder he left you.
This really is charming. And again, it's you.
Well, 40% of it.
You gave her more than half? How generous.
Well, we're having a friendly divorce. She and her lawyer are friends.
It's just been painted.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Now, let's see if I have the key.
Don't worry. Eventually the feeling will go away.
Feeling?
Mr. Benson.
I know. My stool pigeon eyes.
How many bedrooms were there?
3.
3 bedrooms.
And 3 baths.
3 bedrooms. Well, I'm certainly sure we'll have no trouble selling this, Mrs. Benson.
Well, I'm awfully happy to hear that.
I know exactly what you're thinking. Through the years, a bedroom takes on special meaning. It's more than furniture or walls. It's a silent mirror, a tape recording of memories.
So true.
It's where two people exchange dreams,
Where they laugh together,
cry together.
make love together.
Mr. Benson,
Try Frank.
Frank. We only met just an hour ago.
2 strangers.
This is insane.
You're so right.
Beautiful plan.
Well, it was designed for living.
I've never.
Me neither.
We mustn't.
We won't.
No?
No. Oh. Elaine. Elaine. Elaine, wait, I can explain. But it's not what it seems.
It never is.
I was just showing Mrs. Gray the house.
Now I know how you sold so many homes to women.
Never once did I.
You got lipstick on your cheek.
I resent the
other cheek.
You don't think that... Hey, what are you doing here with my wife? Technically, we're still married, you know.
She wants me to sell the house. Phil Fletcher and Associates.
Another broker gonna sell my house? How come you didn't tell me about this? And what's the idea of sneaking him into the house in the afternoon when I'm not home?
You don't live here anymore.
Touche.
You keep your touche out of this, or I'll bring you up before the realty board.
On what charge?
Coveting my neighbor's commission. What do you think she is, a multiple listing?
Mrs. Benson, your husband is a very attractive man, but just for the record, I am not in the habit of meeting a gentleman at 1 o'clock and crawling into his bed at 3:30.
I never accused you of going to bed with a gentleman.
Coming, Frank?
Coming, Lois. Dear. This water is definitely acid. And if you can't provide a decent home for these fish, I shall have to consult my lawyer.
19 years. Seems more like 90.
And some of us are beginning to look it.
Oh.
How could he? How could he?
I hope I didn't cause any of
Oh, no. It's just that when you live with someone that many years and you think you know him, and then, oh, it's terrible.
It's shattering when it happens, I know.
Oh, you do?
About 3.5 years ago, I was out selling homes, and my wife was holding an open house of her own.
Oh, how awful for you.
That wasn't fun.
You'd have to forgive me. I don't often let go like this.
Mrs. Benson, tears are nature's steam valve, you know. I don't fight it.
I'm giving you an exclusive on the property, Mr. Fletcher.
Phil.
Phil.
Divorce granted.
pardon. Say, Captain, Benson, table for two?
Bent? That was for 10 o'clock, wasn't it, sir?
10?
Charles? 44.
Buy this place a manhole cover.
Frank, look at this crowd. It's just ridiculous.
Yes, it is. Whew. Grass is awful green in here, isn't it?
I'll get your drinks in a minute. Got your ID card, Pops?
2 scotches and hold the sarcasm. I hate a fresh waitress.
I'm sorry, sir.
But there's always another table.
We have another table, sir, but where are we going to put it? Charles, squeeze another one into 44.
Hey, waiter, how about our drinks?
Man, I've only got 4 hands.
Waiter, can't you put us someplace else?
Surely, but it'll take a dime to open the door.
Evening.
Evening. Nice try. Some outfit. Nehru neck with fallen arches.
I adore your curls. Are they on a loan out from Shirley Temple? Oh, I believe you know, Lois.
But if I didn't, I certainly do now.
Well, it's nothing you couldn't buy.
Frankly, I didn't expect to see you. Isn't it a little past your bedtime?
It used to be. Those days I didn't have much to keep me awake.
In those days, it wasn't easy to tell when you were awake.
Well, dear, shouldn't we order?
Frank, I'm just dying of thirst.
Yeah. Hey, waiter.
Well, look who just came in. Split City. I think I'll go over and deflate a few egos.
Oh, now, honey, don't cause any trouble.
Trouble? Me? Preposterous. Who are you supposed to be? Sabu's mother?
Get lost, Blimp.
What is that, one of your gallstones?
Look, Flabberino, why don't you leave and make room for about 6 more tables?
I seem to detect a tinge of animosity. No introductions?
Oh, Mr. Poe, Mr. Fletcher,
Hiya, pal.
How do you do?
and Mrs. Green.
Gray?
One of those colors.
Well. One big happy family. Sold any mud lately?
You're too funny for one man. I think you ought to subdivide.
I don't get it. You're with him and he's with those. I mean, her. Boy, that computer sure got screwed up when it made that date.
Poe, how would you like to step outside?
I certainly would.
Well, please do, so we can all breathe again.
I'm getting out of here before I punch a senior citizen right in the snoot.
Back up, Moby Dick. How would you like your flab parted in the front, too?
Tonight, the Club Nowhere proudly presents, and #1 on the charts, Oliver Poe's fantastic new group, The Comfortable Chair.
Maybe it's gas.
Frank, our little baby.
I'm an illegitimate grandfather.
Don't get hysterical, Gramps. They're putting the kid up for adoption.
Adoption?
Nancy, you've just got to listen to your father now.
Yeah, put out that smudge pot and listen to me, both of you.
An honest man does not make himself a dog for the sake of a bone.
An honest man is not worse because a dog barks at him.
An honest man does not give his child away before he becomes a mother.
Nancy, you can't do this terrible thing.
Where there is no room in the heart, there is no room in the house.
How'd you get hooked on all this cockamamie business?
Daddy, will you lower your voice? Shouting and yelling is the negation of ineffable tranquility.
I'm not yelling, and I'm not shouting, and I'm not infibulating, whatever the hell that is.
Nancy, you've got to listen to me. This is your baby. You're not giving it away. You're getting married.
When I first got pregnant, I almost made that mistake.
She almost made that mistake.
Yes, we were going to quit the band and get married.
Dear God, why didn't you?
The great Baba brought us to our senses.
Oliver arranged a meeting with us and the revered one.
You mean Oliver knows the great Baba? That big tub of lard digs peace through protein?
Daddy, your voice.
You mean the Baba Zeba actually told you to give your baby away?
To some couple that could give it the totality of sublime love that we as yet have not achieved.
Yeah. Now you get this straight, young lady. You and David and your friend are going to Tijuana tomorrow and get married. And then you're going to tell everybody you were married 2 years ago in Toronto, Canada. That'll take care of the sports fans who are keeping score at home.
That's your way, isn't it, Dad?
That's it.
Oliver was right. Dishonesty, deceit, hypocrisy.
I don't care what you call it. All I know is that you...
Hey! Will you keep it down in here? You're drowning out the mother grabbers.
If I ever find out that you're at the bottom of this...
As the great Baba Zeba has written, he who points the finger of guilt accuses himself tenfold.
Yeah, and he who puncheth great white whale in blubber is thrice blessed. You coming, Grandma? Why isn't there a mudslide when you really need one?
Don't forget to housebreak your elephant. Willoughby?
Yep.
It's all set. Start the machinery for an adoption.
You talked the kids into staying with the band?
Not me, the Baba Zeba did.
When?
Last night. And he was beautiful.
He really told the kids to give away their baby?
That's the bag.
But isn't that against Baba's whole philosophy of peace through protein?
Last night, the great Baba became a vegetarian. For 5 big ones. Now, get a move on. Find some nice, respectable couple who'll give the kid a good home.
But, Oliver, it's your own grandchild. Why don't you adopt it?
Are you nuts? What kind of a home could I give a kid? You wouldn't be able to sleep with the noise going on. Now, do what I tell you. Find the kid a good home.
All right, Owen.
And I mean a good one.
Frank, I think we should adopt the baby ourselves.
Elaine, it may not be too late for you to have a brain transplant.
Well, in adoption cases, the parents don't even know the name of the people who get the baby. It's all handled by a lawyer.
And who's that?
Oliver's attorney, Willoughby.
You don't think that weasel's going to give us the baby?
Oh, well, not us. We'd have to change our name. We could get a beach house, a nurse. I've got everything planned to the last detail.
And what about the little detail of our divorce?
Well, we don't have to tell anybody our plans. I won't tell Phil. And you don't have to tell Lola.
Lois. Elaine, you can go to jail for this.
Well, we'll only keep the baby until Nancy and David come to their senses.
Mr. Magruder? Do I know you, sir?
Aye. Magruder Textiles, Magruder Distilleries, and Magruder Hotel.
Oh, yes, Mr. Magruder. What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Magruder, still a bonny lassie, and I would like to adopt a wee bairn. That's a baby, and we were wondering...
Well, what a remarkable coincidence. There's a baby that will be available from a very fine family in a few weeks.
Oh, Tora, Laura, and a broad brick moonlit nick to nick, and a burn on your brilliant that...
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. Of course, we'll have to have the usual references.
Aye, and you shall have them, Willoughby, with your tartans piping through the rye and your kilts skewed and...
Well, very nice of you to say that. My best to Mrs. Magruder, too. Goodbye, sir.
Here you are, Mr. and Mrs. Magruder. Here's your baby.
I thank you, Willoughby. And it's a Brobrick Moonlick Nick today for the Clan Magruder.
Those masks aren't absolutely necessary.
Oh, first wee one. We can't take any chances with the little lassie. Laddie.
Aye, and thank you for taking the inventory.
I'll send you the birth certificate as soon as it arrives.
Oh, good, Willoughby, and it's a Brunner Furner Broderick Moonlick Nick Gedoppen.
Yes. Well, bye-bye.
Is that Benson with a baby? Nah, he doesn't have it in him.
You got the bassinet?
Naturally.
And the bottles and the formula?
Mm-hmm.
And the bottle warmers and the diapers and the... Hey, does this knitting bag always have to be in the middle of the room?
You're getting on my nerves.
Why waste an argument? We're not married anymore.
Not married? Oh, you poor little tyke. There's a thing this baby isn't going to have except mother's milk, and that's out of my hands.
Mine, too. Here.
Here comes little Davy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Angel is ready for Betty Buzz. Say nighty-nighty to Mommy and Daddy.
Isn't he adorable? Good night, sweetheart.
Night, baby.
Oh, he's so sweet. Well, might as well finish unpacking.
Hey, why don't we knock it off? I've just about had it.
Oh, mustn't disappoint Lila, must we?
Look, I canceled my date for tonight, and her name is Lois. Must you draw blood every 5 minutes?
All right, I'll lay off Lois if you lay off Phil.
Did I knock him? All I asked was a sincere question. Are those his real teeth?
I've worked out our logistical plans.
Logistical plan?
Yes, so that Phil and Lois won't find out where this house is. I'll pretend I live in town when Phil picks me up. And you've got your apartment for whatever it is you do with... what's her name?
Malibu, the house, the office, the apartment. I'll be on the freeway 70 miles a day.
But isn't he worth it?
He is, but will I be?
Through the Baba's writings, I've learned how destructive anger is. I believe I'm now on the road to peace, understanding, and tranquility.
Please forgive me all the anxiety I've caused you. I love you both dearly. Nancy.
Isn't that sweet?
You sure this is Nancy's handwriting?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what that Baba Zeba's got, but I wish the United Nations would give him a try. It's my night to go out with Lois, but if you want to go out with Phil, I'll take care of the baby.
No, thanks. I pass.
Me too. Why wasn't I a bachelor when I had the strength?
Frank, turn it down. You'll wake the baby.
Cheers.
Cheers. My compliments to the chef.
On Molly's day off, we can use the extra vitamin.
Frank, I'm beat.
Well, I am too.
I'm really tired.
Surprise. Came with the lease.
You remember the summer we had the house at Zuma?
How old was Nancy? About 2 or 3?
About.
Too bad they have to grow up.
What you go through to get them to be people.
I never realized it was the parents who got the growing pains.
Let's not get hooked on this one. We waited long enough for our freedom.
Yay. You know, I never noticed when we were married, but you're fairly attractive.
You never could hold your liquor.
That's the thing to do.
Just watch those smoke rings rise in the air. You'll find your share of memories there. So things never are as bad as they seem. So dream, dream, If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times.
Do you have to shout?
I don't have to, I want to. Why does that damn bag have to be in the damn middle of every damn room?
Divorcing you as Benson was a relief, but getting rid of you as Magruder is going to be sheer pleasure.
Well, don't say I never made you happy.
And turn off that stupid record.
You can say that again.
Now hear this. The Baba Zeba has signed an exclusive contract with Poe Enterprises. He'll make a personal appearance in Los Angeles with the comfortable chair. Clear all decks for action.
Beautiful.
You're so right. You look a little gray around the gills, Barrister.
Well, I don't know how to tell you this, Oliver. You know the Magruders?
Magruders?
Yeah, the ones who adopted the baby.
What about them?
The adoption agency can't find them, no hide, no hair. No address, no trace, nothing.
I knew it. I knew it.
What?
It's them.
Who?
It's them, the Bensons. I thought I saw them in the parking lot at the hospital. Those hypocrites. They're still fishing for Nancy and David. And they kidnapped the baby.
Kidnap?
Kidnapped the baby. I'm taking him into court. I'm going to put him behind bars. When I finish with that Benson, they'll get the gas chamber.
You can't accuse anyone of a felony without evidence. They'll sue you for every quarter you've got.
Then what do I do?
Well, first you've got to prove they're the Magruders.
Well, that'll be a pleasure. Oh, Magruder, how you gonna get yours?
Good morning, Miss Avery.
Good morning, Mr. Benson.
Any calls?
Mrs. Gray, Mr. Hodges, and there were 2 calls for Mr. Magruder.
Beautiful shot. Just takes coordination and the right equipment.
Well, it's nice to see you smiling again. I was worried about you.
Well, I have been uptight lately, but nothing's going to ruin this day. Stand back and watch the master carve one.
I'm using a Titleist. What are you using?
Oh, I'm using a Mac.
McGregor?
Yeah, well, almost. Here, go ahead, hit it.
I just did.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got some delicious lobster thermidor back at the club. We'll have some after the first 9. Okay, here we are. All right, Mildred. Come on, hon. You mind if we play through?
Make a nice-looking couple, don't they? Since when are monkeys allowed on this golf course?
Since you joined the club. He steps into it every time, doesn't he, Mildred?
All right, get her out. Back to the zoo, both of you. Out.
Wait a minute. Rule 14A. This course is reserved on Sunday afternoons for mixed couples. There's nobody more mixed than Mildred and me.
Well, I'll go to the rules committee, and I'll have that chimp barred from the course, the locker room, the bar, and the card room.
Frank, don't get so excited. It's just a joke. You know she can't play.
Can't play? Well, 100 will get you 500. She can beat this clam. What's your handicap, Benson?
None of your business.
Now, 200 will get you 1,000.
It's a 7.
That's a coincidence. Mildred's a 7, too.
7 what, bananas?
It's a 300-yard par 4. Do you think you can take this hacker?
What'd she say?
She says she'll give you a half a stroke.
You're down. Here's my 200.
There's my 1,000. Well, you're teed up. Let her fly.
No. Challenger goes first.
All right. Just fade it down the left-hand side. For you and Nicholas, it's a drive and a wedge.
Frank, she just hit that 275 yards.
Yeah. Some 7. She's a 6 if I ever saw one.
Come on, Mildred. He's a sawhead.
You hustler.
Relax, you're doing just beautifully.
Sure.
Frank, it's an easy par 4. You've done it 100 times.
All right, all right.
And you have half a stroke. Just don't tense up.
Well, what makes you think I'm tense?
You just ran over your ball.
Now, let me see. Pin's right in the center of the green. I'll just eat this baby up. I think I'll float a little 7-iron in there. Maybe it's a 6. A 5? Yeah. I'm gonna hit a 5. You and your big mouth. You follow that.
Lay it stony, Mildred.
Concede?
Concede?
Yeah, unplayable lie, 2 strokes.
For a poor soul like you, but not for a pro like Mildred, as you can plainly see.
Did she hit that or throw it?
That we'll never know, Benson. Nice recovery shot, Mildred. Lois, why don't you tend the pin?
All right.
Well, Mildred, you're away.
It looks like you're away.
Palmer only had your feet. Well, that's a gimme.
Mark it.
Mark it? If a worm sneezes, it'll fall in.
Until a worm sneezes, mark it.
Okay, if you want to play that way, it's a stymie. The ball stays where it is.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's a nitpicker. Go ahead, Mildred. Now stand back. Don't try to psych her. Soft little tap. Well, Mildred's down in 4.
Yeah, well, after I tap this in, it'll be 3.5, and I'll be $1,000 richer.
Take your time. Mark Gruder. May I have the marbles?
Frank, for $1,000, how could you miss a 1-inch putt?
It was against the grain.
So long, Magruder.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. He had no way of knowing. How could it be Oliver Poe?
Who else could it be?
Well, I guess you might be right. If I were to choose a champion Benson hater, it would be him, all right.
You know this is illegal. Do you know we can go to jail?
Jail?
Hello?
Ah, begorra, in the top of the evening to you. And a wee docking dollars too.
What?
Are ye Magruder from Edinburgh, Scotland?
Who is this?
Ye take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and you'll be in Sing Sing forever.
Oliver. Poe. Hey, Poe. Hello. Poe, hello. Hello.
Now hear this. Now hear this, Magruder.
Sorry.
If that kid isn't turned over in 24 hours, I'm calling the FBI.
He said 24 hours or he's going to the FBI.
Well, you know what that means. They can charge us with kidnapping.
Kidnapping?
We had to, Frank. We couldn't let them give Nancy's baby to strangers.
Let's face it, Nancy doesn't give a damn about the baby. All she cares about is this. Opening in a concert, and we have to find out about it in a newspaper.
Oh, but Frank...
How much ineffable tranquility does it take before you phone your parents?
But she doesn't even know we're living here.
Yeah, if it was that Persian mystic, she'd have made it on her hands and knees. Look, we tried and laid an egg, played a long shot and lost.
All right, why don't you admit it? Oliver Poe outsmarted you.
Outsmarted me? That bilious blimp? He's still living off the fat of his head. Hey. Wait a minute.
Most revered Baba Zeba.
Ah, yes, impresario, Mr. Poe.
At your service.
Oh.
Meet my countrymen. Keeper of my person. Yes. Keeper of my hookah. Yes. Keeper of my health. Yes. You see, I teach them only one word, which is sufficient. Yes. 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 Yes.
Very expedient, Your Excellency.
Oh,
I understand you knocked them dead at the Astrodome in Houston.
Most gratifying, most gratifying. And have the gods of plenitude favored us tonight?
Beyond our wildest dreams. It's SRO, screaming room only. Charlie, tell the comfortable chair they've got about 5 minutes. And now, Your Eminence, if you'll permit me, I'll show you to your dressing room. I hope the appointments meet with your exacting standards.
Inataka, Gildi Baseri. Schumann Inataka, Brigadier. Yes? Yes. Binding Ara, highly motherfucker. Binding Ara. You will provide me with more modest accommodations.
Your wish is my command. I don't understand. You're giving a menial the star dressing room?
Impresario, it is written, when the most humble enjoy the fruits of wealth, then the wealthy become richer in the poor of poverty, giving intelligence to those who sublime the attitude with all the benevolence upon which tranquility is based, and therefore to substantiate tranquility gives them the omnipotence wherefore we provide. Then the development of those who retrogress feel that the umbilicals upon those who tranquilitize, and therefore many times over.
Superior wisdom from a superior mind.
Take me back home. Take me back home. Still like home. I should ride. I never learned, but I should try. Take me back home. Take me back home.
Just a minute. Where do you think you're going?
Anything new on the bomb scare?
Bomb scare?
If you hear anything, get in touch with Kramer.
Yeah.
Kramer? Who's Kramer?
Colonel Kramer.
Did you miss the briefing?
Get his name.
Bomb scare.
Story on that
How did you sign him with your company? What is he?
I'm sorry, gentlemen. There'll be no more photographs tonight. The Baba Zeba is in his dressing room contemplating his protein.
I'm going in there. You stay out here and look important.
How?
Welcome to Life magazine. Good luck. Baba Zeba?
Yes.
May I come in?
Yes.
Thank you. It's about my daughter, Nancy Benson. You know, she's with the comfortable chair.
Yes.
Sorry, I dressed in a hurry.
Yes.
I can't tell you how devoted my daughter is. Why, if you told her the sun shines only at night, why, she'd apply suntan lotion to watch The Late Show.
Oh,
thank you. I know that you told Nancy and David to give their baby away.
Yes.
And I'm sure you had some spiritual reason.
Yes.
But... Thank you. Suppose I made a little contribution to your outfit. I mean, your noble cause.
Yeah.
Would you tell them that you've changed your mind and that they should get married and take the baby back?
Yes.
Well, don't know what's customary. I usually give at the office.
Yes.
More?
Yes.
Oh, the sales tax, huh?
Yes.
Well, that's all there is unless you take credit cards.
Yeah.
Now you're clear on the approach and it's a deal?
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much, Baba Zeba.
Oh.
Thank you. Oh, no. No, Your Eminence. This one's on me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Baba Zeba. Thank you. Easy. Thank you.
How did it go?
Oh, fine.
What did he say?
Yes.
Frank, isn't that wonderful? How'd you talk him into it?
I gave him 800 reasons. Hey, that's the Baba Zeba.
Well, then who?
I don't know, but I'm not paying $800 to get my hem kissed.
Frank Benson, what's more important, your daughter or money?
With a little luck, we'll get them both. No ad-libbing.
The essence of peace is protein, and the virtue of man is everlasting.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Zeba.
If that thing blinds me, you're paying for the seeing eye elephant.
Frank! What? This is madness.
Yeah, well, if I can fool you, I can fool Nancy.
Yeah, but to a Baba, are you a Baba?
Stall him.
Oh! What is it, my child?
Oh, Mr. Zeba, you've just got to help me. I'm at the end of my rope. I don't know what to do.
Well, perhaps you tell me.
I don't know where to begin. It was 30 years ago when they sent my father to prison for the flimsiest of circumstantial evidence.
Oh, it is more.
Oh,
On your dog. Dog. Kozarai. Hazreti Aga Vaksho. Arachiti. Aga Vaksho. Workshop. Maschinenshop. Maschinenshop. Paishima.
Paishima?
Paishima. Paishima. Yeah. Baba Sheed.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I, Poe Enterprises Incorporated, take great pleasure in presenting the one, the only, His Eminence, the Baba Zeba.
What the hell's going on under there? The rheumatism. I have trouble to cross the legs.
We'll just have to overcome Your Eminence. Give me a hand, pal.
And then your beloved dog perished in the flame?
Trying to save her entire litter.
De ganze Hälfte mal heim.
Me Mark Sheed.
We gotta get out there.
Maschinenshop. Paishima.
That's fine. Give His Eminence his flower. Now, will you put that spotlight on?
For tonight is the thought that true love comes only from within. And what is the greatest expression of true love? It is, of course, the family, home, and the children. A short while ago, I had a divine revelation, and I ordered 2 of my disciples to give away their most precious possession, their child. I regret to admit I was wrong.
But surely the authorities tried to locate your beloved grandmother?
They couldn't. The tornado blew her across the state line.
Hey! Keep it down here. Mrs. Mudslinger, what are you doing here?
Well,
Barbara.
Mr. Poe.
You were out on the stage.
Impresario.
Come on.
And so I say to my 2 beloved disciples, Nancy and David, marry at once, regain your offspring, and rejoice in the thought that the hand that rocks the cradle rules the protein. And so it is written, David and Nancy fly to Tijuana and get married. Take the baby with you. Go family plan. Up, and go.
Either he's an imposter or you're an imposter. Sorry about this. 1,000 pardons, 1,000 pardons. Close that curtain. Go out and get that bum. Now, Your Eminence, get in front of that curtain. Straighten those kids out. Tell them no marriage, no baby.
But, impresario, I already advised them for 5 big ones.
Then re-advise them for 5 more big ones. Now, get out in front of the curtain.
Pray not to be confused. You see, he is not me, and I am not he. It is us who have gathered here so that thee and me can understand that thou canst not look forward without an understanding. And therefore a revelation came to me. Or perhaps I should say, I came to the revelation. Or perhaps I should say, comes a revelation.
Forgiveness for leaving your physical presence, but another revelation has come.
All right, now, all of you, just spread out. We'll get the...
You'll be all right, Mr. Zeba. Oh, run, Frank, run.
Nail him, nail him! Well, Mr. Benson, you're at the end of the line. You won't be needing this anymore. Oh, 1,000 pardons again, Your Eminence. I'm sorry.
Nancy and David, marry at once. Remember, Tijuana. No waiting, no blood test. And you can save $3 on a bottle of tequila.
It's him. Come on.
Wait. Is there a doctor in the house? Follow me.
Yes?
I'm bringing this baby to his mother.
His mother? Who's his mother?
Well, her name is Nancy. She's one of the comfortable chair.
When we look into the future and find that the proteonic development and the ascorbic acid is necessary for the detrimental development of those...
Remember, Tijuana! How many couples can take their firstborn on their honeymoon?
Tijuana! Upon which we have located. We fear that it is necessary to...
Laverne, will you get out of my way?
Oliver, a nurse brought David's baby back.
I have no time, but... What did you say?
The Bensons had the baby. And Oliver, he's got your eyes.
Call Willoughby. We got to get rid of that kid again.
Oliver, you can't. Your own grandson.
And you ask, what is the essence of protein? And the answer comes to us. Solitude. Peace. And so I say to you, Nancy and David, peace, not marriage. Tranquility, not children. No.
And I say, forget peace, forget tranquility, have children, and be miserable like everybody else.
Open the curtain, they're out there. Children.
What's going on here?
Kidnapping, officer. Arrest one of those men.
Which one?
I'll show you. 1,000 pardons to one of you.
Just the beard. The rest is me.
No violence. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, Daddy, I don't know what's going on, but that was a beautiful speech about love. Wasn't it, Mom?
Oh, yes, it just bounced around the walls, and so did your father.
Yeah, the important thing is they listen.
Oh, yes. We want our baby.
Yes, but how can we ever get him back from the Magruders?
Well, David, we're the Magruders.
But why would you adopt your own grandchild?
Because they're two wonderful people, that's why. David, I know it's a little late to ask for your forgiveness, but I would like to ask for just one simple thing. I want you to be the father to him that I've never been to you.
Oliver. Hey. Hey, you and I have said some pretty rough things, but, well, why don't we bury the hatchet?
I'd be glad to. Right in your thick skull.
Huh?
You didn't believe that baloney I was throwing around out there, did you?
Well, why did you make...
She blackmailed me.
All I said was you send that sweet little baby away, and that king-size bed ain't gonna have no queen.
Come on, I'm in a hurry.
That's another thing we have to talk about.
When does Sally Rand come out of the cake?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Hey, to the pose. Oliver and Laverne, my favorite couple and a half.
And to Elaine and Frank. I don't know what you see in them, but you know what they say about the second time around. You know, it's a shame about that cake. It's lovely, but not one of us can stand off the calories.
Well, I'm going to take it over to Nancy and David's. Oh, by the way, Laverne, if we want to see the baby, we have to go right this minute.
Right.
Don't get up, darling.
I'll miss you, darling.
And be sure and take an extra umbrella.
Oh, I don't think this rain will stop.
Here you are, my friend. And now you are going to taste the best brandy that you've ever had in your life.
The only way to fly.
This is too good for any ordinary mortal. But since you sold me this spectacular dream house...
Well, the best is none too good for family, eh, Ollie?
You know, Frank, I hate to spoil your evening, but you only charged me $60,000 for this place. If you had pressed a little bit, you could have gotten $20,000 more.
Well, you know what they say. You just can't win them. Oh. Oliver, please, don't make waves.